Oh, hey there. How's it going? How's your day? Hey, I'm Matt Logan. I'm speaking Triumph Over Tragedy. This is not a polished, perfect podcast like me. Say that 5 times fast. This is not a polished, perfect podcast, but it is real. You're going to get me being real. You're going to get my guests being real. We're going to just really speak triumph over tragedies. I'm going to sit down every week with guests, and we're going to get real. We're going to get relevant. We're going to talk about their stories. We're going to talk about what they learned through those things and those stories. And I hope that you enjoy this. I hope it helps. Be a difference maker. Triumph over tragedy. Today we have Myranda here. I want to thank you for being here, and we're just going to sit down and chat. We talked before. I've watched you for a little while, probably a little bit over a year, and seen where you started out and I'll let you tell the story, but where you started out and where you are now. And that's why we're here today. That's why I wanted to ask you to be here, just to talk about that and things. And, I just remind people this is a program not about fishing, but we might talk about fishing, right? Hey. It's not a program about faith, but we might talk about faith. It's not a program about politics, but we might talk about politics. So we're just here every day, people, enjoying life. And but the goal at the end of it is really to understand that we each have struggles. There are different level of struggles, and that we need to take the steps to get through those. So Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So what have you been up to?
Work.
Yeah.
That's basically all I do. Work or work out, one of the two.
Yeah.
And that's even been a struggle, trying to figure out how to deal with the change in schedule, and then having any energy to do anything afterwards, because I'm up by 3:45 in the morning.
Wow.
Out the door by 4:20, work, and then I come home and you want to sit right away.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen. You sit down and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, it's the rest of the day now. Yeah. Good.
And then I always feel like I feel horrible, because then I wake up at 2 and I'm like, hey, I have to go to bed here in a few hours. Right. This is great. Yeah. So
hopefully Jackie doesn't get annoying, and
she's good.
You can't share her bone with her. I'm sorry. She's pretty protective of that, but
I like the Nyla bones. They're so much fun.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear it in the background. We're just in my living room. And we're not, we're just out in the open and not hiding anything today and those things. Hobbies, what do you like to do? Wait, let me say this. I got a real kick out of the lawnmower, like a couple weekends ago. I follow you on social media. Yeah. And so there was a lawnmower. I don't remember where I saw it and things. So that looked like a lot of fun, by the way. Is that like a hobby?
No, they were, I brought, my daughter and my niece and nephew out to my dad's house, and they were going to ride four-wheelers for a little bit. For whatever reason, the four-wheelers just didn't want to work that day, and so they asked, can we ride on the mower? And I don't care. So Ashlyn decided she needed to have a popsicle, and so she was eating a popsicle, and Cadence was steering, and they were just cruising around all over the place out in Wassee, and just having a ball. And I thought it was just funny because she's sitting there waving her feet as Cadence is steering.
That's the video I saw.
So I was like, okay, that's great. I'm taking a video of that. That's too cute. So why not?
It reminded me, and I don't know if you have a childhood experience of an old lawnmower fun, but one of my grandparents, my grandpa, he had this mower, and of course back then they didn't have the hydrostatic drives and things, so it was like a 4-speed or something. And we're just gonna let that ride. Sorry. No, we're good. This is live. I mean, we're not editing this. We're flowing. This is it.
Totally forgot to
No worries. But anyway, so if you put this, and I remember this real specifically, if you put it in third gear and gave it all the gas it could and you pop the clutch, you could ride a wheelie with that thing. Right?
Yeah.
That was super fun. So anything like that in your life? Not specifically a lawnmower, but some of those memories.
Just doing stuff with my dad's dad. He was pretty, he was kind of like a genius in his own right. Like he made waterfalls in the back of his yard, and he lived right in Osage, right in town. So he'd build his own little trinkets. He had his own irrigation system that he did himself. So he was like a carpenter. So watching him put all these back in the day when you would drive past somebody's house and they'd have like a wooden cutout of like a butt because the person was bending over. And he did stuff like that.
Sure.
So he would make ones where it looked like Swedish people sawing back and forth, and when the wind would go, so they'd be sawing back and forth towards each other.
Yeah.
And then he had one where it was, he took like an old, I don't even know what they're called, but on the old boats, how they had like the big wheel paddle.
Yeah, like the paddle wheel boat.
Yep,
So
it had that, and that would bring up the water, and then it would go down the waterfall, and then circle back around, and then go up the thing again. So he just did all this different stuff, and he would make, he made Kayla and I playhouses like for our dolls, and what else? Like he just did so much, and he made like wind chimes that were people swinging back and forth. I mean, he was cool to watch, and he was an odd person, but he was awesome. And Kayla and I would ride around on the lawnmower with him or whatever, or he would spray the bottom part of his house because he liked putting foam around the bottom of his house. Okay. And we would
so like it for wintertime type stuff or what?
Yeah,
okay.
But there wasn't a purpose. It was cement around.
Yeah.
He was just an odd guy, and he made it very fun for us. Yeah. So it was always like a trip going down there, and because you were like, what weird thing are we gonna find today? So there's that.
Cool.
But yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. What other hobbies do you do? What do you started talking about working out. Yep. I interrupted you, but what other things do you like to do?
Oh gosh. I'm a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Working out is my main source
let's talk
of
about
fun,
that then.
But so
where did it start for you?
A couple Decembers ago, I started noticing like my health was declining. I have a heart problem. Okay. And so I was noticing getting up and down the stairs was a feat for me, and I hated it. Yeah. I didn't have anything to boost me, and I decided I saw something on Facebook for Anytime Fitness, and it was like $1 if you sign up. Yeah. Before New Year's. Okay. So it's like, okay, you know what? Yeah. Something's telling me it's time. So I just thought, okay, I'll do it. So I went up, and the lady that runs it, she asked me, why now? And it took me by surprise, and I was like, why not now? Sure. that was my thought process, was why not. So
she was just asking like for their records or whatever.
No,
is there like
she does the same thing I do. I kind of read people, and I just kind of, I can tell that there's something else behind it. Oh, okay. And I want to know.
Gotcha.
Because I'm nosy.
Why?
Yeah. Why now?
Yeah.
But, she was like, well, why now? Why haven't you in the past? Why now? And I looked at her and I said, because I want to be around for my kid. Yeah. It wasn't just for me. Like, a lot of it's for me, yes, because you have to be selfish every once in a while, and you have to think about yourself. Right. But what kind of example do I want to be for my kid? I haven't been the greatest example. I can testify to that. Yeah. But what kind of example do I want to be for her now? Yeah. She's getting older. Do I want her to follow in my footsteps?
Now, when you say older, all of my kids are adults. So that
she's 12 now. So
okay, there, yeah. Thank you for clarifying.
No problem. So, it's just it just made me think, like, do I want her to necessarily go down an unhealthy route?
Yeah.
Like I did, or do I want her to be proud of herself in every step that she takes?
Yeah.
And be proud of the person that she's going to be becoming. And, if she has kids in the future, I want her kids to be proud of who she is.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like I just needed to get going. I just needed to move. And so my actual journey started 2 years ago. And it was off and on. So many people will start and they're like, yeah, it's all gun ho, and let's go, go, go. And then you get tired, you get lazy, you get, life just beats you down and you're just kind of like, I'm done. Whatever.
Right.
Here's the $30 every month. I'll keep it because I have to, because I don't want to do the cancellation fee.
Yeah.
But I would slack, and then I would get like, I don't know, something outside of this realm would like kick my butt and be like, hey, get going. What are you doing? And so I got the itch and went back and started doing it again. And it wasn't until, I want to say, probably last spring. Yeah, last spring is when I really just decided.
So just a little over a year ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That I just needed to really hunker down and get healthy, because I'm tired of. I was tired of feeling that way. So I started doing keto.
Yeah, we know you're here, Jackie. Sorry.
No,
Keep
okay.
going.
And I really got into it. It was something that really kickstarted a whole different level for me. And I'm not saying that everybody should do keto, because it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But it worked for me. I lost 80 pounds.
Wow.
Overall,
say that again.
80 pounds. Like,
wow.
That's ridiculous. And
Good
that
for
was,
you.
That was just starting in keto. The first initial poundage that I lost was 50. And then I started adding a little bit back, like healthier carbs, because I had lost the weight that I wanted to. And then if I wanted to weight lift, I had to have, the healthier things, because otherwise I was weak. Like in muscle language, I was weak.
Sure.
So I kept doing that. I added a little bit of extra stuff just so that way I could have the energy to do it.
Yeah.
And overall, in the last, it's been a little like a year and 6 months now since I started doing it, I've dropped 90. So altogether, I've dropped 90 pounds. I've lost 22 inches throughout my whole body.
Wow.
So like that's a lot of fat.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of myself.
You should be.
Everybody's, I say, oh, I've gained a little bit back, which I have, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere where I was.
Yeah.
And I'm never going back.
Yeah.
I gained 5-7 pounds here and there. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's healthy. It's okay.
Right.
I'm proud of where I am and how far I've gotten.
Yeah.
So it just, I don't know. It really has been a godsend, and watching people take after me.
She's terrible, isn't she? You don't pay attention to her, and she whines. It's okay, Jackie. Good girl.
Just like hearing people say that, oh, you're inspiring me. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like it's
How does
weird.
that feel?
It's weird.
Yeah.
At first I'm just like, you want to go, ew, why? Because you're not used to that.
Yeah.
You look at people and you're like, well, you inspire me. You
Right.
know, your inspiration, you're inspiring me to be better, because now I feel you watching me.
Yeah. Right.
And it's weird.
It's a different kind of pressure almost.
Yeah. Like you have to continue like doing the things that you're doing and being better a little bit every day. And you're just kind of like, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
So, it really did. It helped. And then going through keto and learning the things that I learned actually changed my mentality a lot.
Okay.
Because I used to be really depressed.
Okay.
I used to have really bad anxiety. And I think a lot of it was the anxiety came from like the foods that I ate.
Sure.
Because you're putting so much chemicals into your body that your body, your own natural kind of chemicals are changing.
Right. And they can't compete with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in doing that and getting rid of like anything and everything that was bad in my body, I think kind of got rid of anything and everything that I thought was bad about me.
Yeah.
You know, I look at myself now and I'm like, oh, you know, yeah, there's a couple trouble spots. Okay, we're good. It's okay. You know, back then I would look at myself and be like, you're ugly, you're gross, you're fat. You know, you would just have all these horrible things to say about yourself.
Sure.
Now I'm just like, what was that?
Yeah.
You know, like, why did I ever think that?
So the show is called Tragedy to Triumph. And what I'm hearing you say is that depression was kind of the tragedy that you were facing and things. And talk about that road from depression to triumph. I mean, and I say triumph, no one's ever there. You know, we're always working towards that goal. But I mean, triumph is you've basically made a decision not to, I want to say, allow that to stop you. Maybe slows you down, like you said, a couple times here and there, but doesn't stop you. Talk about specifically that road. What was the turn? The specific turn. You said how it made you feel. What was the turn?
It was more of, I was tired of it. I was tired of feeling that way. I was tired of being somebody that I didn't recognize in the mirror anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and
you don't mean just physically.
No, like you can look at yourself and be like, there I am.
Yeah.
Or you can look at yourself and go, who is this? Who have I become?
Yeah.
You know, and it was at that point where I didn't recognize the girl staring back at me. I saw somebody scared. I saw somebody defeated, which that's not me.
Sure.
I am ruthless. I will fight tooth and nail to get to where I need to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't back down. I'll be the cliche, I am woman, hear me roar kind of thing.
Okay.
But when I didn't see who I knew, that was when it needed to change. And I was tired of waking up every morning thinking to myself, I don't want to wake up. Why did I wake up today?
Yeah.
And that's bad. You know, I hear so many people say that. Why did I wake up today? You want to know why you woke up today?
Yeah.
It's because somebody up there told you it's time to get up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's not your time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that held me together was, it's not my time. My journey's not done.
Yeah.
I have way too much to do, so little time to do it, but I'm going to do it. And that was the turning point, was just telling myself enough is enough.
Yeah.
Get up, get moving. And
so it was a decision.
Yeah.
You decided.
But it's not everyone can do that, and I understand that. It takes a lot of it.
You don't think everyone can decide to make a change?
They can and they can't. It depends on how strong they are. And I feel that we demonize like mental illness so much that people think that they can't defeat it by themselves, or they can't defeat it without pills or without help, stuff like that. And it takes a strong person to know themselves and to be able to change that. And if you don't know yourself, you can't change it. And that's huge.
Sure.
And watching the people that I watch sometimes, like my fiance, you know, he's very strong, but he's down like all the time. He doesn't know how to change it. And I think a lot of it is he's scared too. And when you're too scared to jump out of that,
like scared to do the work?
Yeah, like to get away from how you're feeling. You know, I always tell him, take the leap. And he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to jump from from feeling secure in his fear to feeling free. And now he's got all this room to do what he needs to do because he's comfortable being scared.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people.
So what advice do you give him? Someone that close to you, what advice do you give him?
It's hard to give advice to somebody that close, though. When I do talk to him about things, about it, and just, I try to use what I did to myself. I tell him all the time, give yourself like daily affirmations. Wake up and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, guess what today? You got this.
Sure.
Be kind to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Don't listen to the things that your anxiety and your depression are telling you, because those are lies.
Yeah.
You know better, but you're not allowing yourself to know better. And I don't know how to make that any more clear to him. And I think it's just because I'm too close to the situation.
Okay.
That it makes it hard that way. I don't know. But, and I tell a lot of people that, you have to start believing in yourself. You have to start telling yourself, I'm better than this.
Yeah. I'm
worth it. And it's hard to watch people not know their self-worth. When you can see their worth, but they can't, that's when it really hits you. Sure. You're just like, and you think to yourself, I used to be like that. How did I do it? And a lot of the times I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, but I think what you kind of saw and decided, it's like the multiple situations in a very short period of time for myself, I saw and decided.
Right.
And you have to decide, and not making a decision is a decision. It's usually a bad one.
Right.
Right. But you still kind of get to that place, or you hope someone you're trying to help gets to that place of making the decision, because someone can't do it for them.
Right.
And
that's ultimately what they want.
Yeah.
A lot
so
of
how do you
times.
encourage that decision?
It's standing behind them or standing beside them and holding their hand and just being like, it's okay.
Sometimes it's standing behind them and taking the boot and kicking them in the ass and getting them going. Right? I mean...
Yeah, but it's certain people that you can do that.
Oh,
to.
yeah, no, it's not everybody.
That are going to be able to bounce back from that.
Some of them you kick a little harder than others.
Exactly.
That's all.
Just trip them. Here
Right.
you go. It's time to fall.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually a good point. I think there's so many people that they don't. I see parents all the time, they don't let their kids fail. Mm-hmm. Some of the sports things that are happening now drives me insane.
Yep.
And they don't let them fail. And that's how you learn every single time. Mm-hmm. You learn from failure. I have kind of a way of thinking, a philosophy, and I in the groups that I speak to all the time, I say this, I believe that we learn two different ways. And one of those ways is by our own failures, and the other way is by the failures of others.
Right.
And we have to understand that observing the failure of others and learning from them is better than failing ourselves.
Right.
But we're still going to fail ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But if we watch and learn and take that into our own lives and learn from that, that's huge. True. Think about science. Think about anything, failure first.
Right.
And then that's where they learned.
I always tell people we all fall.
Yeah.
But it's how you pick yourself back up and continue on is how
we
go.
How you pick yourself back up. Yep. Not just picking yourself back up, but how you do it.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
If you choose to crawl, baby.
Yeah.
If you choose to get up and take one knee at a time to get up, that's okay. That's your choice.
Yeah.
But always get back up.
Yeah.
Don't let yourself continue to fall. Don't let yourself continue to lay down. Because in life, if you just lay down and take it, where are you going to go? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're always just going to be somebody else's stepping stool.
Right.
Be your own stepping stool. Take your horrible life and step on it and say, I'm done. Let's go.
And horrible's relative. Yeah. We all have horrible things. It's different for everybody, but we all have them.
Yeah.
It's just at different levels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I fight every day on whether I want to get out of bed or not.
Yeah.
But I do.
I'd fight really hard to stay in bed at 3:45 in the morning, just saying.
Yeah. But you know what?
yeah.
I've found that
That's me.
once I'm at work and running around, I'm in the best moods.
Yeah.
Like and everybody always gets mad at me because I'm always like, "Hey, good morning. How are you guys?"
So you are a morning person.
I guess. I don't know. I never thought of that way, but okay.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, "Did you like drink a bunch of coffee?" No. How are you? I'm good today. Let's go. You know?
Yeah, I love it.
And everybody's always laughing at me because I'm dancing. I will dance. I don't care who's watching.
Yeah.
I will dance at work. I will have a box over my head and I'll be shaking it. I don't care. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And that's the point, is to enjoy life. You don't have to enjoy it every day.
Right.
But
In fact, you're
doing.
probably not going to enjoy it every day. That's not realistic.
No.
But that's what you learn from those moments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just dance like nobody knows. Nobody's watching you. Just shake it.
Right.
So
what about if they are watching?
shake it harder.
Yeah. I just spoke with a guy, and he actually said he was dancing and whooping it up so good that he ended up like breaking his Achilles tendon.
Yikes. Oh my gosh.
So
that would hurt.
Ugh. So he just said he still dances, but not as hard. So that's the key, right?
Yeah.
It's just you keep dancing. Sometimes it's just not as hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they always laugh at me at work because I did the worm the other day.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Holy crap, we didn't think that you could do that." I was like, "I can."
Yeah.
It's so much fun. But I enjoy being like a goofball.
Yeah.
That's
so the
who
center
I
of
am.
attention type
Oh,
goofball,
God, yeah.
or just you do goofy things just anyway?
Oh, I'm a goof no matter what.
Yeah.
But yes, I am the star. I am the star of my own world. So yeah, you know, I do. I find this very true now that I'm at that point in my mind. People are always like, you know, when you walk into a room, people know you're there. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Right.
You know, I make that a
And
point.
it's not because you smell bad.
Exactly. I mean, I did shower before I came.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
So you're welcome.
It's especially hot today too. This been weird weather that we've had.
My glass is fogged up.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad it is.
Wow. It's crazy. Well, let's wrap up. And with that, what paragraph can you leave us with?
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Whew.
2 paragraphs, if that's better.
If anything, always fight for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't fight for, you know, stardom. Don't fight for having that quick little instant fame or gratification. Get up every day. Fight for that day. Fight to be you. And fight to be here, because you know what? The world is a better place with people in it, with you. Yeah. And I can't stress it enough that everybody's worth it. I don't care.
Amen. Absolutely.
I don't care what color.
Absolutely.
What faith, you know, what sexuality you are. I don't care. You matter.
Yeah.
And that's an everyday thing. I don't care who you are. I'll give you a hug. If I don't know you, I will hug you.
Yeah.
If I see you're having a bad day, I will hug you.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want you to know, for in that short little moment, you mean something to me. Thank you for walking in. Thank you for smiling at me.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying hello. Here's a hug.
Yeah.
So you're all worth it, and just go with that.
Awesome. Thanks for being here today, Myranda.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Let's do it again sometime. All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks.